This is the talk show that takes a no-holds-barred approach to politics, where truth and integrity are the standard and the Constitution honored. From Renaissance Studios, this is Champion News Talk Radio.
Good morning and welcome to another great edition of Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net, your choice for the conservative voice. We are 9 days away from the most important election, and today our founder Jack Roser and myself have our great friend and Champion News editor Lennie Jarrett, who's a great patriot as well. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Lennie, how long have you been our man in charge of Champion News?
Just this month, actually. So it's been a short time, but we had a lot of work to do still. And
what the heck qualifies you to be in such an elevated position?
Well, I think it's like all of us. We get started. I started and met you, Jack, because of just doing grassroots activism. It's watching over the schools, watching referendums, digging in and doing research, and that's how we met, was specifically because of that reason. And I know we've grown closer and closer over time, and I've been helping you out as much as we can, part-time and doing some other stuff, and it's just getting busy and getting active. I know that's what we want to discuss today, is more of how just normal people in other walks of life just start getting active and change their life.
Well, Lennie, it's funny because you and I met on Rand Road, in front of the Concord Banquets.
Where are you going with this?
Well, I do actually. I am going somewhere with this. We were holding protest signs because Melissa Bean was not meeting with constituents, and she had some AstroTurf meet and greet where people had to pay $50 or $75 to meet with her.
Right.
Meanwhile, she wasn't doing any town halls and reaching out to the constituents, unlike the current representative from the 8th District who's done over 300 town halls, but I digress. We met holding signs and protesting.
Right.
And that was a great way for people to meet. But after that...
You've been pushing your own organization of the, what'd you call it, the Great Awakening?
It's Awaken America.
Awaken America.
But Lennie and I met doing that. But it's funny how we've translated from holding petition signs to actually carrying clipboards and getting out there and walking the talk and talking to the voters to influence them and to tell them the truth and the facts.
Yeah, the reason you're running this program is not that you're smart or well organized or hardworking. It's just you're really a good-looking lady.
Okay, a box of rocks, huh?
But oh well, we just got those other things with it anyway. And but we've been talking a lot about the course of Republican Renaissance PAC and our counterpart. Family Taxpayer Foundation and Champion News. All of that is a group of engaging the politics in Illinois in a good way.
Right.
And you and I have had recent talks about bringing the Tea Party people into more and more prominence. And it's really been one of our goals, is to help the Tea Party people do their job, not to run them.
Right.
Nobody's going to run them except themselves.
Yep.
And that is what the cool thing is about this grassroots American populist movement that believes in limited government and fiscal responsibility and that have actual good core American values, is that they are so independent and they love that American independence.
Have you seen some of these ads that are on TV for some of the candidates in opposition? And they're trying to denigrate them by saying why they're with
the Tea Party.
Right.
Tea Party. Yeah. Right. And what they're doing is
boy, they really don't get it.
Well, see, the first thing when this movement started, they first of all didn't even acknowledge the movement. They thought, oh, you know what, this is a bunch of crazies. No, they're going away. Then they totally demonized them.
Right.
And then all of a sudden 2010 came and bye-bye, somebody got a shellacking in Washington. So, but still, that's the Democratic tactic, is to keep mocking and demonizing your opponent, especially when your opponent is winning.
Yeah, typical
Michael.
Alinsky tactics.
Alinsky tactics, which
Sure,
we've
well-
learned.
Well, I get honored for being the oldest Tea Party person. There's not much competition when a guy's 89 years old, and I've been a skunk at a picnic a lot of years. But I'm different from most of the Tea Party people in that due to the American dream, I've gotten rich in my old age. And a lot of that money is going into this effort now to save the state of Illinois. And a lot of that effort is going through the Tea Party, which has been the ingredient added to what remains of a good Republican Party, is what the Tea Party people have done to emphasize the values and to do the work on the ground of getting people elected. And it's a terrific thing. So being that I did have some money, I set out to tee up the ball all around the state.
You're
And-
empowering them.
Yeah.
Empowering, that's it.
You're empowering, and you're trying to add value to help them, give them some resources to go out and do the things.
I know
Michael.
I'm asking for a lot of people to call me up for dough. Don't do that. But for the genuine Tea Party people in the field that are running for office or helping people to run for office, the various things they're doing, getting on school boards, boy, that's going
talk
to be
about that later in the
that's
show.
going to be huge.
That's something we need to talk about. Michael, your hand has been up, and I know you're chomping.
Well,
at the
you
bit.
know, we all know the media tried for a long time to really tarnish the image of the Tea Party, and the last one was with the budget ceiling, and but it's failed. And in the meantime, I think we've been able to cherry pick the kind of people that you've brought in, Jack. I mean, both Carol and Lennie have a huge body of work that they did on their own, volunteering. They have proved over and over again. Carol with all her precinct walking and organizing that she did, and Lennie has been
Hundreds of people.
Yeah.
instrumental with some of these school boards and bringing
Wow.
transparency and exposing some of the corruption going on.
Well, that's what great grassroots is. It's people getting involved in their local communities and reaching out about issues. And that's what gets people talking, is issues. And please take me the right way, because I do know at the end of the day it does translate into partisan politics. But if you start talking to just average folks about partisan politics, I hate politics, I don't want to talk about it. When you start asking them about debt on a national level or unemployment, you're giving them a reason to vent, because I found walking precincts, people are very concerned, and they are worried, but they don't like politics.
Yeah.
And if grassroots,
The grassroots people, the Tea Party, has re-emphasized the rules of the Republican Party, the platform, which here in Illinois is a very good platform.
Yeah.
Has right
Yeah.
to life and gun possession and sensible politics about money and a whole bunch of things. Good platform.
Yeah. Yeah, the Tea Party has been all about real conservative politics. It's about the traditional.
We coined a
and-
phrase, from values to victory,
Yeah.
which that resonates with the Tea Party people.
American values is what made America great.
Yep.
And we're getting so far away from our traditional American values. And we could that could be a whole nother show. But in Illinois, we especially, we gave America Barack Obama. We gave
Ouch.
Yeah,
well,
no, it's-
and you see the Chicago-style perception politics
Yeah.
right now going on
They can have
nationally.
They can have Obama for Halloween. He came out of the sewers of Illinois, and his career as a senator here, or his career as a senator to Washington, is notable for no achievements, hardly any votes.
Yeah.
But he's thick with the creeps that are still running the state of Illinois here. That's what he came out of. And why would anybody expect anything decent
Right.
from that?
He
Exactly.
came out of the bowels of like a Saul Alinsky, a Frank Marshall Davis, who else? I mean, there's
a ton of, but it's
plethora
all-
of the social. I
His
mean,
whole life has been
Yeah.
wrapped around
let's
supported
put
by
the
the
rest
government.
of it in. Mayor Daley.
Mayor Daley, Mike Madigan.
And Mike Madigan. These are good people.
Well, I think there's a lot to talk about here, but you know, we folks, if you're listening, if you're not engaged at this point, right now, call your local Republican organization, get hooked up with the campaign. If there's so many things we're going to talk about on this show, and we
Leave them with one motto: don't vote for any Democrat, because the first thing they're going to vote for, if you do elect them, is Madigan.
well, that's in Illinois.
Right.
That's in Illinois.
And who protects his back? His daughter, who is the Attorney General. Why do we have a setup like that?
Because it's cronyism politics of Illinois.
It is.
You know, I do want to talk more when we come back after the break. I want to talk more about what is the Tea Party and why do you think the left just demonizes it, especially in these ads that you see, and how do you think that's working for them? You think it's working?
I think it demonizes them. They're stupid if they want to attack the huge army of Tea Party people.